So the RS1 here is advertised as a 30-second tent. Now, full disclosure, I've set this up before, but let's see exactly how long it takes to set up. Okay, that's a complete tent. Probably within 30-second range, I don't know, but it's definitely possible to set up in a pinch. Okay, so that is the RS1 fully set up in quite a short amount of time. One of the best features of the RS1, and the reason that you can set it up so quickly, is it has an internal frame where you literally click two pieces on the inside and you've got a fully set up tent. Now, another good part of this tent is the awning here. As you can see, we can take the awning off from the front, and this is going to provide you a bit of cover at the front of the tent. So if you're doing a minimalist camp, you can sit under here at night around the campfire, or if you've got your shoes and camping gear, maybe bags, at the front here, that's going to keep it dry. Another way I've seen people set this up is to actually set it up inverted like this, so that you don't have rain falling directly on your tent. You've got a little barrier between that. So OzTent provides you some poles, which are quite sturdy. I've had tents with awnings before, and the poles that are provided are pretty ordinary. The OzTent ones are very sturdy. So you get two of these. So you can take the provided guide rope and attach it around the pole. And put it through the eyelet. And then you can grab a peg and peg this into the ground. Now you can have this awning as high or as low as you'd like. Personally, I don't really use the awning. I have an awning on my vehicle, so I don't need that extra shelter, and I don't keep anything out the front. So I just keep it rolled up over the top of the tent here. So you've got your main cover here, and then on the inside you've got a fly net. So on a hot summer night, you would be perfectly okay to just have the fly net open. You also have some breathers here to let the air in if you want to keep the main bit covered while still having some ventilation throughout the tent. On the side of the tent here, and this is really cool, you can store this guide rope. You've got a little pouch to store it in, so you don't have to pack this up every time. It nicely slips into this little pocket. So this guide rope is for anchoring the tent down. So another great feature about this tent is the provided pegs. They are extremely sturdy, thick pegs. This is a nice change from the standard tent pegs. So I put these in with a hammer, and it was extremely hard, almost rock clay-like ground, and I didn't bend a single one of them. So really nice change and good work from OzTent. Moving around to the back of the tent now. As you can see, it's a very light tent as well. If you need to move camps very quickly, it's light enough to just pick up and carry. So at the back of the tent here, we firstly have a bit of a ventilation system, which you can again attach with guide ropes. So this is nice to get a good breeze coming in on those hot summer nights again. I personally so far have kept it down. I haven't put it up. It's winter here in Australia. We also have again some guide ropes to anchor the tent down, and they are stored in their own little nice pocket. Such a great feature from OzTent there. Now, something that you'll notice about this tent is the orange highlights and the orange guide ropes. This is a really great feature because when you're camping at night, it's a genuine concern of a lot of people that you might get run over by another four-wheel driver coming into camp, or just someone not paying attention. So these bright orange highlights are quite nice. These guide ropes, if lit up under a headlight, will actually glow. So super great feature there from OzTent. Another thing you'll notice about this tent is the PVC heat sealed tub floor. This is going to keep the water out and any moisture out when you're sleeping, so it's not going to get on your mattress and your camping gear and you're going to wake up with wet clothes. So It's a really nice floor. I haven't had any water seepage at all, and I've slept in this tent in the rain. Okay, so the other thing is what the tent is actually made out of. So I hope I don't botch this, but this is 300D Polio Oxford tent material. So I don't know much about that, but what I do know is it keeps the water out. As I've said, I've slept in this tent in the rain. I've had no water or moisture come in. So it's just a very nice tent material, a nice change from the standard canvas swag. Looking on the inside, you can see that there is a fair bit of room in there, more than enough for one person. I've found there was more than enough space for me and my gear. I'm 5'7", so on the shorter side, but I had ample leg room. A 6-foot person could easily fit in here, and above that. So the provided mattress is 25 millimeters. So I actually prefer a thicker mattress, but this mattress is quite dense. I didn't have a sore back after sleeping on it. My personal preference is just for a slightly thicker mattress, but you can upgrade that mattress if you'd like. And the other thing is, you pay a price for such a slim form factor swag. So the pack down size, personally for me, is a good enough way off. I'm happy to sleep on a 25 millimeter mattress when it means that it doesn't take up almost all of my roof rack. So one thing to consider is what sleeping bag you're pairing this with. This is my Rivergum XL. It's quite a thick sleeping bag, so you're gonna make up for the difference in a thinner mattress with a thick sleeping bag. If you've got a thinner sleeping bag, I would consider thinking about upgrading to a thicker one for this particular tent. So while this is marketed as a one-person tent, if you're a couple, in a squeeze, you could definitely fit in here. But I wouldn't jump in here with just your mates. It's definitely a one-person swag, unless you're a couple and you're in a pinch. So the last thing I'll mention about this tent is the 2-year warranty you get from Oztent. You have to register the product, but if you do that, you're gonna get a 2-year warranty from Oztent, and from what I've heard, they're very good about their warranties. So now let's see exactly how long this tent takes to pack down, because what you find with a lot of these quick pitch tents is that while they set up quickly, they take a long time to get down. So let's do it. Okay, so let's see how quick this packs up. So the first thing is the mattress. It comes out. What just happened there is there's an A and a B printed on the side of this tent. You need to make sure that you do A first. Okay, so one of the main complaints with tents is that the bag it comes in is never big enough to put the tent back in. Now this bag has substantial room this way across, but at the top section here, I always struggle with this bit of the tent. It just takes me an extra minute to get it in, but it is worth noting that I do find this bag just at the top here a little bit small. So one of the things I love so much about the RS110 is that it sits very streamlined to my vehicle when it's on the roof rack. As you can see, it sits below my roof rack line, which means that I get a lot less drag at above 80 k's an hour, which on a long haul trip, especially doing highway driving, that's going to save me hundreds of dollars in fuel. When removing the tent from the top of the roof rack, it's a surprisingly easy one-man job. The RS1, I believe, weighs around 15 kilos fully loaded. So when offloading it from the roof, it is made quite easy as a one-man job. I've had other swags before that have been a lot more work and very awkward to take off the roof. So this is a nice change. So really not that many bad things to say about this tent. I highly recommend it. I haven't found anything that I prefer on the market. This is my favorite tent at the moment. So I would highly recommend it. We're here in the Wattagans National Park right now, so we're going to go and enjoy some four-wheel driving.